I grew up in a house with 12 windows. 11 of them could be opened. 1 could not. It wasn't boarded up or painted shut. It simply had a thin white frame screwed over it, like a hospital window, something meant to let light in, but never let anything out. That window was in my bedroom, and my parents made me promise, before I ever learned to read, that I would never touch it. Not open it, not knock on it, not even clean it. Just leave it alone. They never explained why. They didn't need to. Every night at exactly 2:41 a.m., something pressed its face against the other side. When I was little, I thought it was my reflection. The glass wasn't a mirror, but when the room went dark, it faintly reflected my bed, my dresser, my own outline. Then one night, I rolled over and saw something blink. It wasn't me. It was too close to the glass, too wide. I squeezed my eyes shut and pretended to be asleep. That was the first time I heard it breathe, slow and careful, like something trying not to fog the glass. The next morning, I told my mother. She didn't look surprised. She only asked, "Did you touch the window?" When I shook my head, she said, "Good, then it wasn't allowed to come in." Our house was always very lucky. My father never got sick. My mother never lost a job. Our car never broke down. When my little brother was born 6 weeks early, he didn't even need the NICU. He came home pink and crying and perfect. My parents called it being blessed. I learned later that what they meant was being protected. Whatever was behind my window wasn't trapped there. It was working. When I was 9, my parents told me the truth. They said there were things in this world that don't live the way we do. They don't age. They don't get hungry. They don't die. But they still want something from us. Not blood, not flesh, luck. The thing in my window fed on it. When we left the frame in place, when we never touched the glass or acknowledged it, it drained just a little good fortune from the world around us, and it gave it to our family. That was why we were safe. That was why we were lucky. The catch was that it only took from people who looked back. That was why the window was frosted from the inside and sealed into its frame. That was why I was never allowed to see its face. If I ever truly saw it, it would see me too, and then it wouldn't need the glass anymore. The first time I broke the rule, I was 14. My parents were fighting downstairs. Real fighting, not whispers. Money, moving, how long we could keep doing this. I sat on my bed, staring at the pale rectangle of the window, listening to their voices crack, and I asked very quietly, "What are you?" The breathing stopped. The glass began to warm, not like sunlight, but like skin. "I just want to see you," I whispered. The frost thinned as if someone were gently wiping it from the other side. I saw an eye, too big and too dark, pressed too close. I screamed. My father burst into the room and slammed his hand against the frame. The frost snapped back instantly. The breathing vanished. He held me so tightly, it hurt. "I told you," he whispered. "I told you not to give it your attention." We moved 3 months later, not because of the window, but because of what happened to our neighbors. They had always been unlucky. Flat tires, hospital bills, a house that kept needing repairs. One night, their teenage daughter broke into our home while we were gone. She peeled the frame off. She looked inside. The next day, she walked into traffic. I'm 30 now. My parents are dead. The house is gone, but the window isn't. It was delivered to my apartment 3 days ago. No return address. Just a thin, white frame wrapped in plastic with my name on it. I haven't installed it yet, but every night at 2:41 a.m., I hear breathing against my bedroom wall. Not the window, the wall, waiting for me to give it somewhere to look through.